November or December of this year, we should be able to go from, all the way from a parking lot in California to a parking lot in New York, no controls touched at any point during the entire journey.
Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back to the 499th episode, as it turns out. And today I want to respond to this Electrek article that Fred Lambert wrote. Tesla Robotaxi launch is a dangerous game of smoke and mirrors, he says. There's quite a lot in this article, so I want to go through it, and I've got some video clips to show in support of it. Tesla's upcoming Robotaxi launch in Austin, Texas is increasingly looking like a game of smoke and mirrors, and a dangerous one at that, Fred says. CEO Elon Musk claims Tesla is being paranoid with safety, but is taking risks for the purpose of optics, which he does explain. It's all about the optics, he says. Musk has been wrong about self-driving for years, and that is absolutely true. We've got some videos to back that up of what Elon said. His track record is marked by missed deadlines and broken promises. So Elon said, our goal is, and I feel pretty good about this goal, that we'll be able to do a demonstration drive of full autonomy all the way from LA to New York, from home in LA, let's say, dropping you off in Times Square in New York, and then having the car go park itself by the end of this year without the need for a single touch, including the charger. This was in 2016, and therefore he claimed it would happen by the end of 2017. Today in 2025, Tesla is still not capable of that. So I've got some clips of Elon here saying similar things and the date on those. So this is Elon from 2016.
Like a Model S and Model X at this point can drive autonomously with greater safety than a person right now.
So that was clearly not true. Either he was self-delusional or that was a straight-out lie. We're in 2025 now, and there are things that FSD can't do, can't drive better than a human in some situations. Look back at the video yesterday, it's in this one too, of blowing past the school bus with lights on, with a stop sign on, doesn't even stop, hits the child mannequin. Okay, and this is Elon in 2017.
Essentially, November or December of this year, we should be able to go from, all the way from a parking lot in California to a parking lot in New York, no controls touched at any point during the entire journey.
Okay, well, that clearly did not happen either. And this is the head of Full Self-Driving back from about that time saying what it can't do. It's from a video by Thunderfoot, who I'm sure most of you know his videos.
Head of Full Self-Driving at the time saying that in 2017, Full Self-Driving could barely keep lane.
Roughly 5 years at Tesla. When I joined, it barely kept lane on the highway. I think going up from Palo Alto to SF was like 3 or 4 interventions. Anytime the road would do anything geometrically or turn too much, it would just like not work.
So clearly some conflict in what different people were saying within the company. And again, we're in 2025 now. Robotaxi's not launched. There's another time when he said there'd be 1 million robotaxis on the road by 2020. Back to the article. Musk has claimed that Tesla would achieve unsupervised self-driving every year for the last decade. It has become a running gag, and many YouTube videos featuring his predictions and a Wikipedia page tracking his missed deadlines. Famously, the predictions are about Tesla achieving full self-driving by the end of the year or next year. This time, Musk has set a clear deadline of June for Tesla to launch its Robotaxi service. Yes, we are in June, and he set it for June 12th. He's put it back to later in the month. Who knows when it will actually happen, when they're going to launch this thing. And it's a smoke and mirrors show, as Fred said, which we will get to. So here's Elon Musk in some other years saying things about when full self-driving will happen.
We're still on track for being able to go cross-country from LA to New York by the end of the year, fully autonomous. But next year, for sure, we will have over 1 million robotaxis on the road. I'm extremely confident of achieving full autonomy and releasing it to the Tesla customer base next year.
when do you think Tesla will solve level 4 FSD?
I mean, it's looking quite likely that it will be next year. I would be shocked if we do not achieve full self-driving safer than a human this year. I would be shocked. I think we will achieve full self-driving, depending on what level you call it, 4 or 5, I think later this year. You could do unsupervised possibly by the end of this year. I would be shocked if we cannot do it next year.
Okay, well, Elon must be pretty shocked that they haven't done it yet. By the way, if you're getting value out of this 499th episode so far, I'd appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It really does help. Thanks. Now, with Waymo pulling ahead in the autonomous driving race, and I've done some videos about Waymo, how well they're doing. Waymo's soon expanding to 2,000 vehicles. Musk needs a win to maintain the illusion he has been pushing for a while that Tesla is the leader in autonomous driving. He recently claimed about Tesla's self-driving technology, no one is even close. There's really not a close second. We felt like it was a bit of an iPhone moment. You either get it or you don't, and there's a massive gap. Well, that's a weird thing to say considering that Waymo's out there with that many paid rides per week in many different cities now and growing. Got a test in Tokyo as well, so going to go international. This is becoming increasingly difficult to claim amid Waymo's expansion. Yes, indeed. Still, Musk believes that the Robotaxi launch in Austin will help maintain the illusion, even though Waymo has already been operating like Tesla's plans in Austin for years in other cities and for months in Austin itself. So there will be competition in Austin itself that Waymo's already successfully operating there. So moving the goalpost, Electrek says they have often described what Tesla is doing in Austin with its planned Robotaxi in quotes launch as a moving of the goalpost. For years, Tesla has promised unsupervised self-driving in all its vehicles built since 2016. Musk explicitly says that customers who bought Tesla's full self-driving package would be able to go to sleep at the wheel of their vehicles and wake up in another city. Seems pretty far from that now, doesn't it? Still, even in 2025. Now Musk is claiming that Tesla has solved self-driving with its Robotaxi launch, but it is vastly different from prior promises, Fred explains. Tesla plans to operate its own small internal fleet of vehicles with dedicated software optimized for a geofenced area of Austin and supported by plenty of teleoperation. This is a night and day difference compared to deploying unsupervised self-driving in customer vehicles as promised since 2016. That's such a long time ago now. Musk himself is on record saying if you need a geofence area, you don't have real self-driving, and we do have the evidence of that in just a second on video, him saying that and what he said in relation to geofenced areas. Now Musk is on record as saying that Tesla will only launch the service in a limited area in Austin and even avoid certain intersections that Tesla is not sure it can handle, and presumably avoiding those zones where school buses might be, where it just seems to blow past in test after test. We will geofence it, he says. It's not going to take intersections unless we are highly confident it's going to do well with that intersection, or it will take a route around that intersection. So really, intersection by intersection, this is such a far cry from just sort of letting them loose in the wild and being able to drive anywhere, as he implied for so long. In addition to geofencing, Tesla is also utilizing teleoperation to control vehicles with human operators remotely. We reported last year Tesla started building a teleoperation team. Now, of course, they've got teleoperation for their robots. We saw in the We Robot event, they were teleoperated. So obviously with a voice that was the teleoperator, and one where they were serving drinks, there was literally a curtain behind, like the Wizard of Oz, somebody behind the curtain operating the robot. Despite Tesla originally planning to launch the Robotaxi service on June 12 and now tentatively on June 22nd, the automaker posted a new job listing days ago for engineers to help build a low latency teleoperation system to operate its self-driving cars and robots. Well, that's pretty late if they've only just done that. Presumably, they've got the teams in place for the very limited number of cars they're planning to roll out in Austin. The use of geofencing and teleoperation results in Tesla having the same limitations as Waymo, which Musk claimed means it's not real self-driving and not scalable to the customer fleet as promised by Tesla for years. Okay, we do have some video of Elon saying exactly those things. Let's listen to this.
The strategy we've heard from other players in the robotaxi space is to select a certain municipal area to create a geo-fenced self-driving, to have a more confined area with a bit more safety. And to what extent are you looking at specific municipalities to roll out? Hello.
If you need a geofenced area, you don't have real self-driving. But when we deploy the cars in Austin, we are actually going to deploy it not to the entire Austin region, but only to the parts of Austin that we consider to be the safest. So we will geofence it.
You will?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
So it's not going to take intersections unless we are highly confident it's going to do well with that intersection. It'll just take a route around that intersection.
Okay, so you heard him say there back a while ago, years ago, it's not real full self-driving if it's geofenced, and that's exactly what they're doing. And it sounds like very tightly geofenced, talking about certain intersections that it won't go through because they're not sure of it. Is it a fake robotaxi? By Elon's own words, it's not a real robotaxi if it is geofenced. So the next section, paranoid about safety. Musk claims that Tesla is being super paranoid about safety, but you have to take his word for it. We have pointed it out before, but it's worth repeating. Waymo tested its self-driving vehicles in Austin for 6 months with safety drivers, and then for another 6 months without safety drivers before launching its autonomous ride-hailing service in the city. Now, that is being paranoid about safety. Well, not even paranoid. It's just the steps they had to go through. It has to be said that Google has really deep pockets. So they had the time, they had the resources to put into it as one of their other projects. With Elon, he's bet the whole company on robotaxis working on solving full self-driving, and it's over $1 trillion company at this point. As for Tesla, it tested its vehicles with safety drivers throughout Austin for a few months. Then Musk announced in late May, only weeks before the planned launch, that it had started testing without safety drivers. Despite many people being on the lookout for these driverless Tesla robotaxis, they were only spotted for the first time last week. That's true. There are a lot of Elongelicals, Tesla fans who are on the lookout with even drones. I've seen people throwing drones over the factory and so forth. So this surely would have been seen. Since then, only 2 confirmed Tesla vehicles without drivers have been spotted testing. Furthermore, several of these vehicles were spotted with Tesla employees in the front passenger seat. While Musk claims that there are no safety drivers, these passengers pay attention at all times and have access to a kill switch to stop the vehicle. Now, we saw this at the We Robot event because people took video inside the vehicle, and there was on the screen there a button that you could push. I must say that if I was in one of these things, I would have my finger over that switch for the whole ride, sitting in the front, not in the back, given what I've seen about full self-driving. They virtually operate like safety drivers, but they are on the passenger seat rather than the driver's seat. Tesla is currently still in the testing phase based on the listing with the state regulators, which only mentions no safety drivers. Now, Fred says on the optics, Tesla's head of self-driving, Ashok Elaswamy, has shared this conveniently cropped image of Tesla's robotaxis being tested in Austin. The image crops out the passenger seat of the car in front, which is the robotaxi. There's a little robotaxi tag there. See on the bumper there? Yes, cropped right down the middle, so you can't see if there's somebody in the passenger seat there. which would show a Tesla employee in the driver's seat of the trailing car, which is a safety car, clearly a safety car when they were showing this. I've seen video of this, which would show a driver as spotted in Austin over the last week. So he's cropped it so you can't see the driver there and you can't see the person. So it looks like there's two robotaxis there, but it's a safety car and a robotaxi with somebody in the passenger seat. Presumably somebody holding over that kill switch there, clearly cropped to kind of trick people into thinking that it is something that it's not. Tesla has never released any intervention or disengagement data about the self-driving and ADAS programs, despite using miles between disengagements as a metric to track improvements, and Musk claiming for years that self-driving is a solved problem for Tesla. As we have previously reported, the best available data comes from a crowdsourced effort, which is crazy. Why doesn't Tesla just release the data if they're so proud of where they're at with this? Musk has previously shared and misrepresented the data set in a positive light. Currently, the data for the combined two most recent updates, that version 13.2.8 to 9, on Tesla's hardware 4, HW4, which is reportedly the same hardware used in Tesla's Robotaxis in Austin, currently sits at 444 miles between critical disengagements. That would imply a high risk of an accident every 440 miles without a driver paying attention and ready to take controls at all times. So this will be why they've got the teleoperators, or be heavily teleoperating. It would have to if this is correct. 444 miles does seem like quite a lot, but when you think about it, a taxi, if it's running all the time, would burn through that 444 miles very quickly, probably within a day. I mean, if there's 10 cars, I mean, that's probably more than a risk of an accident every single day, I would say, just if that is correct. Tesla is also currently actively fighting in court against organizations trying to access its self-driving crash data. Well, that is something. Why are they trying to hide it? Why don't they just be transparent? Is it like the Doge thing? We're fully transparent, but we're not transparent at all. There are currently efforts to raise concerns about Tesla's robotaxi deployment in Austin. The Dawn project, and this was the video yesterday, if you saw that, this was the test that they did actually in Austin, invited journalists and people to observe this. The Dawn project attempted to convey the potential danger of Tesla's upcoming robotaxi fleet by demonstrating how Tesla vehicles fail to stop for school buses with their stop signs activated and can potentially run over children on the latest public supervised full self-driving FSD, that's version 13.2.9. Now, I was interacting with people in the comments today about that last video, and there were some excuses from people who said, well, it wouldn't hit a child because it wouldn't get that far. That's true. It didn't stop for the bus. The fact is that in some of these videos it blew through, didn't stop for the bus, and then hit the child mannequin, and then actually started up again. So there were a lot of jokes about Tesla full self-driving hit and run, or full hit and run. But obviously, somebody in the car in that situation would stop for the bus because this full self-driving didn't, so it would get to that stage. But somebody has been hit in a similar situation, it has to be said, which the Dawn project does point out. So here's the video of that. Of the one of them, they did 8 tests. It failed every single one. There's cameras in the car, lots of people observing, and this is what happens generally. This is what happened. It's pretty brutal. If this was a child, people said, yes, a human would find it hard to react to that, but it did not stop for the bus. There's a stop sign on the bus, flashing lights. It's supposed to stop. It did not stop. Many times that test is repeatable. Electrek's take, so this is Fred's take. I can't lie, I'm getting extremely concerned about this. I don't think that we can trust Musk or Tesla in their current state to launch this safely. As I previously stated, I think Tesla's FSD would be an incredible product if it were sold as a regular ADAS system rather than something called full self-driving, with the promise that it could eventually become unsupervised. And as I said, Elon has bet the whole company on this. He's actually said in this, again, it's on video of him saying this, that Tesla is basically worth zero unless they solve autonomy. So he's putting a lot of stake on this. As I said, it's $1 trillion company market cap. So if this actually doesn't work, and he must be concerned about rolling this out without any accidents. And my guess is that it will be very slow, and it's very similar to Waymo, how they started. So they're just far behind, and it'll actually be similar to that because there's a lot riding on this. Will investors get disappointed if they realize this, that it's actually going to take a lot longer, maybe years longer? As Waymo's former longtime CEO, John Krafcik, said about Tesla's effort, there are many ways to fake a robotaxi service. Musk badly needs a win with self-driving, and he saw an opportunity to get one by getting his gullible fan base of Tesla shareholders excited about a glimpse at its long-promised future full of Tesla Robotaxi. So that was Fred saying that last bit. What is meant there by faking the Robotaxi service is heavy teleoperation, tightly geofence. I don't know, will they have a safety car behind? They couldn't, because people would see that that is pretty much fake straight away. But they'll do what they have to do to make it safe, because they can't have accidents. They just can't. If there was an accident in the first few weeks, that would be absolutely disaster, and probably disastrous for the stock price as well. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think they're going to launch it? Do you think they're going to delay it and delay it? Or are they going to go ahead with this? Do you think they should delay it more? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And right now I'm going to put a related video right there. Do go and see that now if you want to. And also a subscribe link on screen. Do subscribe. The next video is the 500th video. So thanks for watching this one, everyone. And I'll see you in the 500th episode.